mystery and horror, the air itself is filled with monsters.
Children of the night, what music they make. It's alive! It's alive!
Well, hello, all you monster fiends, and thank you for joining us for another deep dive, factoid-filled episode exploring Hollywood's most famous monsters. Well, I am your mistress of ceremonies, Sam, and I am joined, as always, by Dan from Bleeding Marvelous. Say hello, Dan.
The world is not made of atoms. It is made of stories. Hiya!
Hi.
I beg to differ because scientifically speaking, that's bullshit. But for the point of the movie,
For the point of the movie, we're just going to let it lie.
yeah.
Gonna let it lie. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Monsters Up North podcast. And thanks for coming back if you came back from last week's episode.
Cheers!
That was a heavy one. And we're not even finished yet. No, we're finished with him. Just
Coming for you. All of you.
all of you. But yeah, we're definitely finished with him, and we are. This has just been a breath of fresh air. After the shit show that was last week. I'm not saying that in a bad way, just the subject matter was heavy, really heavy. Not today, because today we are doing the Mortuary Collection. So.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
It's going to be fun. But I'm going to do the disclaimer, I'm going to do the intro, and then we're going to crack open the Mortuary Collection. Sure. Everything discussed in today's episode is our opinions and our opinions alone. If you'd like to discuss anything from today's episode, please come and join us on our socials. Or you can join us in the comment section where we can have an open discussion. But what we won't have is anyone coming for us and telling us our opinions are wrong, because we can all agree to disagree in fandom. So, let's keep it fun, keep it kind, and keep the toxic behaviour out of a nerdism.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Be nice to everyone. Anyways, I clicked. I didn't mean to do that. Right. The Mortuary Collection is the 2019 horror anthology written and directed by Ryan Spindle, starring Clancy Brown, Caitlin Custer, Christina Kilmer, Jacob Eldry, Bacharach Hardley, Sarah Hay, Mike C. Nelson, and V. Nixie. The world is not made of atoms. It's made of stories, and every corpse has a story. As Monsters Up North brings you the Mortuary Collection.
We do.
You stole my taglines.
Sorry about that, because it was
the only ones.
Fine.
Yeah, it was the only ones I could find.
Have found another quote, but
I literally have all three taglines in that opening, because it's all that was there.
This is the thing, there's not a lot out there about this one, to be fair, but I just enjoyed the film because I just thought it's something so different. It's an anthology. And
I dare say it's up there with Trick or Treat for anthology horror.
It's in the same world for sure, like in the sense of the colorist and the way that they've thought through this universe.
Yeah.
That this takes place in, because I love the fact that it's based in the 50s, 60s, but it's still very much 50s, 60-ish, but the colours are just amazing.
It was so hard to place in time where this was meant to be.
Like
because
the
that house
was very 50s. The men's suits were very 50s with the thin tie, like early 60s with the thin ties, but then you had the modern day dressing too. So it was kind of like, I liked the ambiguousness of it. Like,
and the colour palette was beautiful.
He won an award. The colorist on this film, he won an award for it, which made me very happy because it's up there for the, like when I banged on about Final Girls and how beautiful the colour is on that. This is very much that way. Everything is so well thought through.
Yeah.
And for the respect of that it all has a place and it all serves a purpose, and your eye is always drawn to everything. You're not just looking at specifically the story, you're looking at everything in the surrounding too.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend Demi at work still bangs on to this day about how good Final Girls is because I didn't make her watch it, I just recommended it to her and she absolutely loved it. She even mentioned the other day at work, she was like, everyone's got to watch it. It's so good. But be prepared, there's not a second one. Demi was so upset that there was not a second one. I watched this for the first time on Saturday. Normally I kind of wait when we are doing something that I have not seen. I kind of wait until the end, like towards recording time, because I have the worst memory ever. But I couldn't wait to watch this. I was like, oh no, I need to see this now. And luckily it stayed with us. Like it had, and I've seen Weapons this week, and it's kind of like this is kind of still in the forefront of my brain. But as I was watching it, Anth came in the room and said, "So what you watching?" And I said, "Oh, it's an anthology horror. It's got Clancy Brown in." He's going, "Who?" And I went, Clancy Brown. I went, "You know who he is?" And he goes, "I hate when you do this. I don't know who he is." And I was like, "Anthony, you do." And I went, "Look." And he looked at the screen and he started talking and he went, "Oh, why didn't you just say it's the Kurgan?" I was like, I'm not clever enough to chuck a Highlander
Mhm.
like thing out there. Like I'm not quick enough. It's Clancy Brown. Everyone knows who Clancy Brown is.
Yeah, I mean, he's played a lot of characters, a lot of characters. Like people forget he's had a career of from mid to late 70s all the way up to now. So we're talking a good 50-year career.
Yeah, he's
And plus, medic. Would you like to know more? You know, Clancy Brown does great in Starship Troopers. He's the guy who always throws a
oh,
knife at Jake Busey. So
I love that film, but I have uh I forgot he was in the Shawshank Redemption.
yeah, he was, yeah.
I've just seen it come up there and I was like, oh shit, yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Clancy's an interesting one because he was from a family of politicians. His grandfather and his father are both senators um, for
Mm-hmm.
Ohio, and he decided, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. His list of things that he wanted to be growing up, and this is in order, is a fireman, an aristocrat, an archaeologist slash anthropologist, a scuba diver, or a circus acrobat. They were what he wanted to
That
do.
is a list.
But none of them had any kind of inkling of politics or government
No.
kind of leaning. So I don't know whether he was deemed a disappointment or not from his parents because he didn't want to go down that view, unless his parents were like, we don't want you to. And they were like fostering the fact that he was,
Yeah.
an independent thinker, because he was born in 59 and he lost his sister to leukemia in 64.
Oh
And in
no.
doing so, it spurred the family to start a lot of scholarships,
Oh,
especially when Clancy started making money through doing movies, and the parent, obviously, his grandfather and his father were senators, so there was money in the family. So he decided to start up they as a family started up three scholarships. One's in pediatric medicine, so they've done
oh,
a
that's nice.
pediatric because of his sister.
Yeah.
The other one is in the governmentary position, so they train someone to work in government. And the third one is quite funny because they used to own a newspaper, the Browns. It ceased trading in 2010, but they used to own a newspaper because they wanted to put out correct news. So the third one's based in journalism. So they have three scholarships they give out. I don't know if it's a yearly basis. I don't know how often they come out, but they started three scholarship programs.
Oh, that's unreal, that.
Which
I've
I thought was
just
really, really interesting.
It is. I didn't even think to go and look into Clancy Brown, and I probably should have, because I forget Clancy Brown actually, for all we know him as the Kurgan, and he's been in, as I now I've just remembered, Shawshank Redemption. He's a huge voice actor. Um, been in the Clone Wars. He does a lot for DC. He's Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob SquarePants. He's also in the Crash Bandicoot franchise from going back to the 90s. Like, he really has left his stamp in Hollywood. He's also in that film that doesn't exist, Pet Sematary 2.
Yes.
Yeah. And then also in a film called Frankenstein's Monster.
Yes, it was. And Sting played Victor. Sting played Frankenstein,
Oh,
Dr.
it's called The Bride.
Frankenstein.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's called The Bride, basically. And Clancy played the character of Victor, who was coincidentally the monster, not Dr. Frankenstein. That was Sting.
Yeah.
Right? So, in doing so, he got into full prosthetics for this part. And it was 1985, I want to say. He got really ill. Like, there was a bout of food poisoning on the set of this movie, and he couldn't get out of his prosthetics quick enough. And so he became really worried about doing prosthetic work after that. So when he went to do the Kurgan, he was supposed to have a level of prosthetics at the time. Obviously Highlander wasn't long after The Bride, after it was
Mhm.
made. And he was like, look, dudes, I don't want a recreation of that again. And they were like, completely understand. So the Kurgan we see now is not necessarily the Kurgan that was intended, due to the fact that he got really ill on set in prosthetics, and he was too worried to repeat it again, which makes perfect sense.
I can relate
Mm.
to a certain degree, as
So
of my recent
puking
antics.
his guts up and all sorts, and he just,
Oh
it
no.
was just like he was in full prosthetics, yakking, and many other things.
Honestly, his body of work is just incredible.
Did you know he's
Um,
also still under contract? Because obviously him and quite a few other guys were in a movie called Buckaroo Banzai, right? The
yeah.
Adventures of, and he played a character called Rawhide. And to this day, he's still under contract to play Rawhide in a sequel. That was
I did
part of
not
the
know that.
original movies. When they signed on to do the original movie, the only people that can release them from the contract are the people that wrote the original contract.
Oh,
They
okay.
wrote it all in, so he's looped in to play that character should there ever be a sequel, unless they obviously find a way of letting them go from that contract. But as it stands, as of today, he still is that character of Rawhide.
Honestly, he's incredible, and he is absolutely. It's not a case of unrecognizable because you know who he is straight away from the minute he talks, but the makeup job done on him is out of this world.
What's your favorite Clancy Brown thing you've seen him in,
Good question. Good question.
or even
Well,
like voiced over or something?
um, I liked him in Starship Troopers. But now that I've remembered the bloody Shawshank, he's fucking terrifying in that.
Mine was a TV show. Now, I don't know how many people will know this TV show, because it was a random box set I found in HMV and I took home. And there was only 2 seasons, I think, really, of it. But it was called Carnival. And it was about a bunch of a traveling freak show. And it's 2003 to 2005.
Hmm.
And it's about the dark and light, and how people aren't who they seem. And it was based in like the 20s, I want to say. And Clancy played this real like preachy preacher. And
Okay.
this lad finds his way into going with this traveling circus. It's got Clea Duvall in it, Carol
Looking
Lynn,
at it.
Bill Moseley. It's got
Oh, Mosley's in it.
Adrian, Adriana Barbeau. Yep, she's in it. So it's got a
Whoa.
hell of a list. And it was one of those things that nobody ever knew about unless they were from America, because it was HBO made and put out. But like I said, I just found it on a box set, like in the cheap bin in like HMV one year, and I
And
just
obviously it's going to catch your eye.
binge watched it because it was right up my alley. And like it's one of those ones where even though he's a preacher, he's like the dark, but he's a good under the guise of being good. So he preaches all about God,
Oh,
and all, like
right.
everybody's a sinner and stuff like that. And he played he scares me in that. Like he makes you. No, thank
Mm,
you. No,
uncomfortable.
thank you. Yeah.
I didn't know how to take him at first when you first meet him because he's almost like a bumbling old man-ish. And that soon changes.
Hmm.
So, as we said, it's an anthology horror.
Yep.
um that's set in a beautiful funeral home that, oh my God, do I just I either want to live in or work in. I don't know yet. I just love that aesthetic.
Yeah, it was natural. Some of the scenes were actually filmed in a house in Astoria, which is where they filmed the Goonies. Um,
Yes.
and the house was some sort of like,
It's a museum.
yeah, it was like they have like so and so was born here.
So
Now
they
it's a
can't
museum.
destroy it.
Yeah. So it was one of those places. But what I thought was fantastic was the use of the stained glass windows. And if you watch it again, you'll pick that up, whereas it's not something you notice on the first time.
Mm.
It's like when Clancy is there, it's all peacock feathers in the background. And when it's Sam, it's devil, like kind of like horrible angel wings in the windows and stuff. And it's like,
What?
yeah, it's very clever what they do. So,
What? Okay. And I'm saying what, just in case you've not. Honestly, if you haven't seen this, please go and not listen to us right now. Come back later, go and watch it, because as of right now, we're going to spoil the shit out of it.
yeah. And it's probably 6 years old now. It's 2019, 2020, depending on when Shudder picked it up. But it is on Shudder now if you do have it. So go watch it. It's free. So,
Yeah, and it scored 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. 97%. For a movie that all the reviews say, well, where did this come from? This just feels like it came out of nowhere.
yeah.
So yeah, we are in a mortuary, well, funeral home. Mortuary's in the funeral home. And we meet the mortician himself. I can't remember, did he have a name?
Do you know what? I don't actually know.
I
I've
don't
never
think
paid
he
attention.
did.
He might just be called the Mortician.
Oh, he just looks phenomenal. Like
He
the
kept his
whole
teeth,
outfit.
apparently.
I get that.
They're
That
horrible.
is they were disgusting. But I get it. I'm just gonna check to see if he did have it. I don't think he did, because why would they need nobody would need to see it because nobody knew him. Yeah? Let's see. No, he's just called Mortuary Dark.
Right. That makes sense. Mr.
No,
Dark.
he's not. He's not. Sorry,
Mortician.
he's called Montgomery Dark.
That's it, Dark. I remember now because she said, "Oh, that's an appropriate name, isn't it?" And he says something along the lines of like he hints to the fact that wasn't always his name or
Yeah.
something like that. Like he makes a very ambiguous statement after it. Yeah.
Yes. So he does have a name. And is it we're at a funeral, aren't we?
The child's funeral. Yeah.
Oh yeah. With hysterical parents, obviously, because it's a child's funeral, but him giving one of the most bizarrest sermons I have ever heard, but however, didn't see the problem with it at the end of it.
No.
I did not see the problem in what he said.
No, he just went off on a big sort of almost preachy tangent, and if everybody was just confused and stared at him and was like, where's this
And
going?
they instantly stopped crying, and then he just went, now we're going to have such and such come and speak up. And it's like, I didn't see the problem. I genuinely did not see the problem in that. But after the funeral, we have a young lady by the name of Sam
Mm-hmm.
just come over and ask if. Well, first she's a bit curious about the coffin,
Yeah.
but then she makes her. What's the word? Her appearance while she's there known is that she saw a help wanted sign and she's coming to fill the vacancy.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of agrees to give her an interview and a tour. And this is where does he say it? Like I can't remember how they got onto stories.
She something is alluded to where she says, "Oh, you must have seen a lot of things here," and he says something like, "You've got no idea. Everybody has a story."
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then she's like, "What do you mean everybody has a story?" And then he says about his books and how every one of them's got a story about somebody in them.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, for every single person that's come through, she was like really inquisitive, and she's like, "Well, tell me one." And so I don't know if you noticed, but they got progressively worse in the
Yes.
storyline. Like they start off, not tame, but tame-ish.
No. The first one's quite. Oh, this is where I thought on the first one. This is such a good gateway horror.
Hmm.
And then the second one, I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
Wrong. Take that back.
Wrong. Nope, nope. I really did when watching this because if you look at it, I mean, I think Dan said it perfectly before we even started recording. It's an adult version of Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's the feel you get from it. And this is why I didn't know how I was gonna be with it because that's not my era of telly.
Yeah,
It's
not
my
mine.
sister's.
Yeah.
But I still found the appeal of it. And honestly, the poster alone was like, wow, that looks like something I could. It reminded us of like, I know this is a bit far-fetched because it's the Sabrina.
I know
The
what you mean.
reason I watched the Children's Adventures of Sabrina was because of the palette that was in the cover, and it's possibly the reason why I love Wednesday so much is because I love the palette that they use in it. Even though Netflix have just gone and ruined.
I've not watched the new ones yet. I've got to do it, but I'm getting ready to
Wait,
those.
I'm
So
just gonna say wait until the next one comes out. There's absolutely no reason for the gap.
when is the next four coming out? Or whatever?
2nd of September.
All right, next week after next then or something. Um,
Mm,
yeah, this movie, I mean, I love an anthology because I think in this day and age, anthologies are great for the very reason that nobody has the computing power anymore to have the concentration to watch a
mm,
lot of films unless you are conditioned to watch films. It's such a very like quick and ready, scrolly kind of mentality that I feel like anthologies can appeal to those kind of people
yeah.
because you're getting short, sharp bursts of information and stories really quickly, and then they change to a new one. Um, but obviously TikTok wasn't a big thing in 2019 when they wrote this, so just for the sheer reason that I'm comparing that is because it's just easy information, but
Hmm.
they're very, very clever. And the first story is a woman who you see go into a bathroom and you just hear another character. So it's only a one character story, this one.
Hmm.
She's wearing a beautiful 50s
She looks stunning, doesn't she?
like no, it's like I don't know what you call it because they're not evening dresses, but it was very dressed up dressy.
It's afternoon tea. It's
Yeah.
a tea dress.
And she had all the petticoats on underneath and she had the beautiful hair.
Did you get
And
fringe envy?
I had her, yeah. I mean, I love that style. I absolutely adore that style, and I always feel like I'd look like an idiot. Like
Yeah.
I love it, but
Saying that though, my wedding dress was 50s style, and so it was I had the petticoats and everything, but the front of it was, so it's not a tea dress as in hers, because hers is kind of like high neck. Mine was low neck, which I kind of regret because I lost that much weight that it didn't fit from here anymore. As I don't have nothing, it just be kind of came flat, and I was like, oh shit. Um, yeah, I got major fringe, even though I don't have a fringe. I got major fringe envy. I was like, oh, that looks perfect. Yes.
yeah. So it turns out that you think, oh, she's just bored of her date because you hear him talking through the door to her, and she's like, yeah, but I'll meet you on the veranda, and I'm like, okay. And then you see this sort of weird hallway, and then you see a sink, a toilet, a bucket, a big like massive dustbin randomly, which was
Which made the worst noise as she pulled it.
I was like, yeah, you're trying to be stealthily in there for what you're about to get up
Hmm.
to, and you're
But I didn't see, I was like, is she just going in there to put her feet up? Like, is that what she's pulling it round for? Like, I don't know why you're pulling that bin.
yeah, and then you see she's a naughty tea leaf.
Hmm.
She's putting her fingers where they shouldn't go.
Yeah,
So
which is pretty much our downside next because the
yeah,
medicine cabinet moves.
yeah, curiosity killed this cat, didn't it? Let's be honest.
Oh, 100%, because the medicine cabinet, so as Dan said, it's literally just a toilet, a sink, a medicine cabinet, and a metal tin bin
Hmm.
in this very bright yellow room.
Hmm.
It's so bright. And everything's so white.
Yeah, the colours are amazing in this. So
Hmm.
because she sees the medicine cabinet sort of move a little bit, she thinks, oh, there must be something in there worth money after she stuffed loads of money in her bra and nicked a watch and done whatever the hell else she's done when she came
Where was she putting all that?
in the bin. She
No,
pulled
her money when she was putting it down her top, I was like, but like, where is that going?
well on the floor because it screwed her over eventually.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she sees the medicine cabinet move, so she picks the lock And I think if you ever had instant karma, that was a moment of instant karma.
Yeah. I
Because,
love the fact that she just pulled the lock out though. Like why would she not have a lock?
yeah, but it's like what it was, for what I can presume, it was like an octopus, but not an
Yeah.
octopus. Maybe a kraken, but that made no sense. But you know, when you just like it had lots of tentacles, this thing,
Yeah.
and it starts like going for her. She manages to shut the door, and as she's creeping away, she drops the pocket watch on the floor, and then this thing just bursts out and grabs her and pulls her in the medicine cabinet, and then unlocks the door for the next round, I think, doesn't
She pries it open and the tentacle comes out and she tries to close it
it? Mm,
and she can't quite get it closed and then she does. And yes, she drops the watch, which distracts her, and that's when it comes out. It kills her.
yeah.
Body falls on the floor, and he that kind of like gets her, takes her through the cabinet,
Hmm.
closes the door as it's done, and then comes back out again, turns the light on, unlocks the door, and then brings his tentacle back in, and then that story's over with.
Yeah.
So
Now
yeah, it
this,
kind of like eases you in.
yeah, because this one didn't have a name, this story. It was just called Segment One. Like I was trying to
Yes,
look if each one of them had a name, and this one was just classed as Segment One, which I thought was quite weird because the other three had a name.
yeah.
So
The second story made me feel smart because I knew exactly what was going to happen the
yeah,
minute I saw the name and the minute I heard that frat boy talk.
yeah,
So the second segment, so the Sam basically after this pushes for more stories because she's like, "Well, I don't believe you've got more," and he's
yeah.
like, "Well, hold
What?
on to your knickers, girl."
Yeah.
Um, and this one's called Unprotected.
And where your brain goes is correct.
It is literally because I've told you as many a times, I'm not smart enough to figure out the twists and things. This one I got straight away because you're introduced to frat boy Jake,
Hmm.
who's passing out condoms while preaching about the value of sexual expression because we're in the 60s now. So we've gone from the 50s, we're now in the 60s, and it's sexual liberation. And just use a condom, it's going to be okay.
And how the patriarchy is having a downfall, and you know he's now a feminist, and that's why he's handing out condoms and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he
Live
has
long
to,
and be free.
yeah, then he explains to his frat boys, yeah, because this gets them through the door so we can actually get laid at the end, you know, at
So
the in the evening. This is all just some sort of big,
it's gross, but
you know that
it
happened.
could have been. Do you know what? In the grand scheme of college stories, could have been 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The friend really annoyed us.
What, the dumb friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no one's that stupid. Like, I know I exist on this earth, but I'm not that stupid. But yeah, he was a little bit annoyed. There was nothing endearing about him. He was just, he believed all of Jake's bullshit.
Yeah.
And the way he was trying to explain the patriarchy was hilarious.
To that girl when he,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But he didn't catch it. So when he came out, when Jake comes in to rescue her from the bumbling
Yes.
idiot, um,
Sandra.
he says to her, "Oh, we're just." He's completely honest with her out of nowhere, and he goes, "Oh yeah, we're just doing it to get laid." And she said, "So am I." And then it catches him off guard a little bit, and then she changes the subject or something happens, and no one picks up on it. It's not
No.
mentioned or spoken about again, and it's just like, okay, okay,
No,
that's
I didn't even pick up on it because I was too busy like, oh, this poor girl is in for, or is he in for something?
well, yeah,
Um,
you do automatically think it's her. She's going to be clingy or weird, or you just think that she's going to be like let down because like he's used her for sex, and then she's going to be like expecting a relationship, and it's going to go down that route. That's where you think it's going.
it's not. I'm gonna
No, no,
no.
this is a hard turn this one takes.
No, this is so, it's weirdly brilliant.
Hmm.
So they end up going, she ends up going to the party and she meets Jake and they do end up going back to his bedroom for sex. What is hilarious is it goes on for fucking hours, like
It's
all night.
funniest bit is where like he preaches about the condom, and so she gives it to him, and she's like, "But I want to feel liberated." So she's using his words against him right then and
Hmm.
there, and I was like, "Okay." And then because he's pissed off that he's got to use it, he makes her turn around, and then she doesn't see him pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
She sees him put it on, but she doesn't see him pull it off. And in doing so, they then have this sex marathon of like 7 hours or something ridiculous.
But it's so funny because it's the way they filmed it is the clock changes the hour and it pans onto the what was blurry on them now. They are still in the throes of it.
Yeah.
So it is a full-on sex fest going
Yeah.
on for hours.
Yeah.
Until the next morning when Jake wakes up and he's alone and sees Sandra's left a telephone number on the window and in the window on the mirror in lipstick, and true frat boy style wipes it off
with a sock.
Bet he regrets that.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts to does he oh that's right, so the other kid who's like he's clearly impressed, like he clearly wants to, he's clearly part of the frat but really just trying to be Jake, but really failing at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he notices that Jake has a rash.
Yeah,
Which
poison ivy or something, doesn't
yeah,
he?
he goes, God, have you got poison ivy? Did she have poison ivy? And he's like, I don't think so. And then he looks and realizes he's got a rash and goes to the doctors because he thinks he's got some sexually transmitted disease. And the doctor, who we need to make note of, Dr. Harold Kubler.
Which at this point is the second time you're introduced to him, but you don't realise.
It took me, I went, oh, hello there. Yeah, so Dr. Harold Kubler examines him and gives him a diagnosis I don't think he was prepared for.
No, I mean, he had to sneak the results because he had to go back and check, didn't he? Because he heard the heart.
Yeah, because he it's the way he goes, yeah, you're fine. You
This is clearly wrong.
Yeah, this is clearly a mix-up. But he puts his file down, and as he leaves, Jake reads it. He's pregnant.
And then he goes back, he keeps getting like the urge to throw up and binge eat. But this all happens in one day.
One day. It's so fast. Like he goes from 0 to 9-month pregnant in a day.
And you find out that he used to be a chubby kid growing up, and he, as they would say in any swan song, he blossomed into this tasty,
beautiful swan.
Yeah, you know, obviously beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but you know what I mean. He grew up to be something that women were impressed with, and he never wanted to become fat again, was what he was saying. So when the weight is coming on through the pregnancy, and he's starting to realize, like, fuck, what the hell's going on? I am so confused. He's like, I don't want to be fat again. I don't want to be fat again. And then he's throwing up and he's eating and he's going through this really weird cycle. And next thing you know, he finally manages to get hold of Sandra, doesn't he?
Well, before that, it's when because the frat party have found out that he is
leaving. This happens to go meet her. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, because he's been trying to get in touch with Sandra, but she's proper ghosting him. The number that she left wasn't even her number. It's every male tactic or stereotypical male tactic of avoidance after the fact. But she does finally track her down. And they arrange to go meet, but as he's leaving, the frat boys have found out that he is, I don't know why, 67. Like, why would you not go to 69? Why would that not be the number?
That's a good question.
But it was 67. He slept with 67 women, and that is like a ceremonial thing for this frat party. And he gets to put his fucking ribbon with the rest of the dickheads.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. In the UK, we don't have frats. We don't have any kind of fraternities or sororities. We do not have them. And every time we see them on the TV, they're always hazing someone or, you know, like doing some real nefarious shit, right? And I understand that a lot of them are legacies. So a lot of people that are born to parents that have been in certain frats are automatically legacied into a fraternity without having to do the pledging and being hazed and all that shit. And even though they say they don't haze them, they still haze them. They still do it. But frats are just a very strange anomaly to me. They always will be.
I know my frat history from Animal House, House Bunny.
Scream 2.
Yeah, Scream 2. Yeah. No,
Well,
you're
did
not
you
having.
know this his frat was called, they referred to it as Sig Delt, but it was actually called Sigma Theta Delta, which of course are the Greek letters for STD.
Ah,
So I thought that was pretty clever. That was pretty clever. So
oh,
also as he grabs his keys as he's running out just before he has his moment, there is a seahorse on his keys. And if people know your biology with animals,
shit.
male seahorses get pregnant and carry the baby. Um, so
Okay, I thought I was so clever because I got what was going to happen. Now I feel thick as fuck because I've totally. I wondered why. I was
little
like,
things you pick
that's
up. Don't worry.
significance.
Yeah, these are just little things you pick up when you watched it, though. But yeah, it's the bit where they raise him up to put his flag on his pennant on the thing, and he's going, "Please don't, please don't, please don't." And they've put him on this like pedestal chair, and they're moving him up and down like this, and I'm like, "Oh!" And you hear his stomach going, "Brr, brr, brr," and I thought, "Oh, he's going to throw up everywhere." You know, like that's where my brain went. I was like, "He's going to puke on a lot of them. I can't deal with this." No, his water broke, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, I just want anyone to know who, if any ladies are going to watch it and are pregnant, that's not what happens. Even though
No,
I've never had children, I have seen, the baby program on Channel 4. 20,
yeah.
no, I was going to say 25 Please, because the very fucking different program for everyone. Yeah, I've watched baby programs before. It's not that. It's not that oozy goozy. It was
No,
gross.
I don't. This was like snot, and I don't know where it came
Blech.
out either. I cannot. Well,
Yeah.
the options are very limited, but you know when you just like it just goes, and you're just like and it's all over the faces of all the people that were holding him up, and I was like, okay, that's icky on a whole nother level of
That was
disgusting,
so
but funny at
grim.
the same
It was,
time.
oh, it was hilarious.
And
Um,
yeah, he manages to get over to a house, doesn't he? And he walks to the door, and the parents open the door, and the
take
dad.
one look at him.
No, oh yeah, the dad's in the garden, isn't he, doing something? And he says, "Oh, is this Sandra's house?" He takes one look at him, and you can see him just thinking, "Oh,
Oh,
for
not again.
sake!" And then you hear the mum when he brings him in the house, and you hear the mum go, "Sandra!" Like it's not a surprise that this guy's turned up
Yeah,
with the way he looks. It's
no.
like family's like, "Oh, here we go again."
You've done it again.
And they get him up on this, that they turn the table into some sort of like
Oh,
birthing table.
yeah, it's all ready for him though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They literally wipe the table down, pull the stirrups up, bang him in.
And I love the first question he says to them, apart from Sandra was, "Where's this coming out of?" And I'm like, "You've only just thought of that?"
It's her response. The only way it can. The same way it went in. I
So,
was like, oh shit. But when Sandra comes down, she is so fucking nonchalant about it. Like she
mhm,
couldn't give two shits.
yep. He
She's
knows what's coming.
yeah, she's out the door. She don't care.
He's screaming to high heaven, and she's already tapping up some next guy, which I think like the role reversal on this for the stereotype of it, I think is fantastic. The way she's just like, all right, whatever. And he's screaming, so she just sticks her finger in one ear to continue the phone call. I was like, that's amazing.
Oh, it's so yeah, she's so nonchalant. She could not give two shits.
Mm-mm.
And she goes out on a date
Mm-hmm.
and
And
leaves Jake with her parents.
yep. And this is where you get a shot that you're not expecting. This is where it goes from goosebumps to what the fuck was that?
This is where I realized this very moment, this is not a gateway horror movie.
You get
Full
to
on penis.
yeah, you get full on limp penis explosion because
Mm,
the baby doesn't come out of it. This is the bit they don't explain. The baby is not even like a chest burster where it wiggles its way out.
mm,
It's a full-on explosion of the genitals and stomach area so that they can just lift this pod baby
yeah.
maggot larva. I don't know what it is. You don't really get to see
And
it
you
very
don't see
well.
it. No.
And but I'm presuming it's some sort of like larvae kind
Well,
of
given
weird.
what you see at the end,
Yeah.
then yeah, that would make sense.
And then the mum takes it upstairs. He's obviously dead because there's no way you would survive that.
You're
So,
not surviving your penis being blown off.
well, no, or yeah.
And you don't want to really. Like,
Mm,
did he really want to?
not with the mental state he was in, like
Hmm.
he's got to get to, well, at least he got to 67. Um,
Hey.
yay. Yeah, and then the mum puts the maggot baby thing in a creche, and then as it pans out, you realize there's loads of these little maggot babies. I'm calling them maggot babies. I don't know if they are, but as she walks off, she treads on a squeaky toy, and they all start crying.
And yeah, and then one of the hands comes up and it's not a hand at all. It's a
A
fucking
human claw thing, isn't
claw.
it?
Yeah. Monstrous babies.
It,
And
this,
then
yeah, this was a thing. It was like,
you with the first story, you don't know where you're heading.
yeah, the first one is the
It's
tale.
so tame.
Yeah, the first one is a tale of, you curiosity killed the cat. The second
Hmm.
one is premarital sex, be safe, be nice,
Yeah.
don't be a dick. The third one, when we get onto that, is beautifully, there's one scene in it which absolutely stunning. Like the way it was shot, the soundtrack, the color, absolutely amazing. But it's one of the saddest
So
stories.
sad.
Like it is, like you don't expect it after that one. I think that's the thing because you're like, what the Jesus Christ, that the guy he exploded, and so you're kind of
You're
at this,
still up there. You're still
yeah.
you're still up here of I've just seen a dick explode.
And then and it's the way Sam goes, oh, that was fantastic, that was great, that's the best thing I've ever watched, and he's like, stop being sarcastic. I
Mhm.
can get better. I can do better.
Yeah, she really does like push his buttons because
Mm.
he's like, I can recognize sarcasm.
And at this point, he's taken her around every room. So she's been into she's now down in the mortuary, I think,
Hmm.
where they do the embalming. He's showing her how all that works. And he's like, he says, well, I got another one for you. And this one is called Till
Till
Death.
death. Yeah. Oh, this is set in the 70s. So you can see the theme 50s,
Yeah.
60s, 70s. So it's going through time, kind of like giving you an idea of how long he potentially could have been there.
Yeah. Um,
It's
this one's sad. Like you
it's
start
so
with the wedding.
sad.
Yeah, it starts with the wedding. And
Like
you can see,
Wendell Owens.
yeah, there's like this impending doom over the wedding where it starts off, you can see he's very nervous. But you can see he's got a feeling in his gut about something and he's not sure if he should go through with it. But at this point, she's standing in front of him and she's absolutely stunning. And they
Beautiful.
start reeling off the vows, and then there's this huge dark cloud that descends on the wedding, and you're just like, oh, this did not work out well, did it? And
I
then,
was thinking November rain and all sorts, mind.
yeah, and then all you hear is coughing after that, don't you? You just hear
Yeah, and
coughing.
he's like back in the room, like
Mm.
he's clearly been thinking. Clearly, we're in his thoughts at that time because we're back in the room, and the reality is his wife is catatonic, and he's a carer.
Yeah, and he's stuck in this endless loop of feeding her, bathing her, talking to her, not getting anything back from it, doing the food shop, doing the balancing the bills. He's got this whole responsibility
It
on him.
doesn't. Yeah, it's the interaction with the neighbor that kind of give you an idea of the fact he doesn't want. He's got such a regime. He
Yeah.
can't even talk to anyone else because the regime can't be broken.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? He's like that routine, like he's got no interest in other people, kind of himself. She is the be all and end all.
But it's such because he took his vows seriously. The till death was where it stopped for
Yeah,
him. But it's got to the point where the routine is so routine
it's killing him.
it's killing him. Which is, I'm sure, something a lot of people can empathize with,
Hmm.
and they're stuck in some sort of spiral and they can't get out of it through no fault of their own, only other than, you know.
It's such a, it honestly, it hard,
Mm,
hard job. Not one that I envy for anyone, but can understand with love. It comes from such a deep place of love. And the doctor comes out. I guess it's like an annual, like a annual checkup because it just feels like he's asked these questions so many times, and it's Dr. Kubler who we saw in the first one, and Dr. Kubler says he initially turns around and goes, because he goes, "Oh, how is she?" It's like he's reeling off the questions he's probably asked a million times. How is she, doctor? Actually, she's doing quite well, and that throws him for a loop because he's like, well enough to get better, and he's like, well, no, but she's good where she is at the moment, and it's like he starts to unravel that
Yeah, you see the
it's
disappointment on his face.
because it's getting too much.
Hmm.
His life is not only completely on hold, it is completely surrounding her. And
Hmm.
there's no joy there. There's no, love there.
No reciprocate, like reciprocal love.
He's
No,
probably so lonely.
yeah,
Um, it's honestly, I broke my heart when we first introduced to him and his wife. I break my heart as the story goes on. Like it just keeps shattering and shattering away.
yeah. Because the doctor says to him, doesn't he? He goes, he gives him some tablets because he's watching the disappointment on his face because he turns around and says to the doctor, because he's going through all of his medical bills and everything, and he says to him, "How do I keep going? How do I balance all this? How do I keep doing this?" And then you see the doctor look into his bag and give him some pills, and he's like, "If she gets in big pain, bad pain, she takes one of these, it will help her. But if she takes two, that's very dangerous."
Wink, wink.
Yeah. And he's not getting it because he's still very much focusing on all that is in front of him.
Yeah.
And he said, the doctor turns around and says to him, "You get what I am saying to you. Two of these are untraceable but deadly." And something clicks in Wendell's head then, and he's like,
Oh.
"Gotcha, right. Okie dokie. That's how I deal with this situation then."
But he really does debate. You can see he's having like this inner debate with himself whether or not to do it. And when he does do it, he hesitates up until the point where it's like, if I don't do it now, it's never going to happen.
Hmm.
And they're sitting having dinner.
Beautiful
Well, what you
dinner.
would it is he's done it honestly. The whole thing. He really has gone into a lot of thought
Yeah.
of how this is going to end.
Yeah, because you can see he goes to so much trouble making every meal, and then he has to puree it for her. Like you can see the effort and the time that goes into
Because
all
he
of
loves cooking. That was one thing we saw at the beginning of the the story is he loves cooking. He's
it.
very he has an adventurous heart in there, and unfortunately he doesn't. He's got no one to share it with.
Yeah. And like the neighbors said to him, "Oh, you must go on the cruise," and he's like, "Oh, can't do that, can't
Can't
do,"
do that. Yeah,
you know.
everything these people are living, he has it's a constant reminder that he can't do it.
Mm.
He them vows meant something. That woman means something to him.
Yeah. So he sets up this perfect meal as her last meal. He buys her a gift, which
Mm.
is a little bronze-ish statue of an Arctic hare, because apparently she collected bunnies um before she got ill. And I can't remember, does he backtrack once she's had it, or and
No.
that's what he's doing?
So he puts it in their food,
Yeah.
and as she takes it and swallows, she puts a hand on his arm, and that's the first movement she's had
Mm,
in Christ knows how long, and he fucking panics.
that's
And
it.
that's when he starts Heimlichen, and that's when he's trying to put his fingers down her throat, like literally getting it to throw them up. But she just ends up collapsing and impales her head on the figurine and dies, kinda.
Well, we think she's dead. So he puts her down on the floor, and like he checks her, like he checks her airways and that, and he thinks she's dead, and then he's panicking. He's like, "Shit, what am I going to do?" And it takes him a little while, and then he realizes he doesn't know what to do. So he rings the doctor, and he's like, "What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" And he's like, "Get that body out of there." That's all the doctor says to him. "Get that body out of there. Don't call me anymore." So he hangs up. And so what does he do? He goes to the turkey carver. We're going Evil Dead, like reboot.
Do you know
Turkey.
what? It goes for literally from this point onwards, it goes from one extreme to the other. And
Mm,
nothing goes right for him because
no,
he can't kill her properly,
no.
even though she's done it, even though it was an accident.
Hmm.
That accident then turns into murder
Correct.
because she didn't kill herself, she didn't die, so he ends up then killing her. It's a mercy
Yeah,
killing, I
yeah, because he
guess.
accidentally tries to, he tries to start chopping her up, but with the turkey cutter, and then he realizes she starts screaming, so she's still alive. And then she hits the bunny again, and it impales her and kills her properly that time, doesn't it? Right.
Yeah. What happens? What could it be that the tablets were actually making her better?
It's a
Because
possibility.
she's moved, she's screamed, she's done more in that 2 minutes than she has done for how long?
Years.
If
You
he
don't
just
know how
left
long.
her and just wait to see what happened. But it does
That's the
get really,
thing, though. Yeah.
it does get so much worse for her.
Yeah, so he decides to find the trunk in the corner of the room, pulls the trunk over, and puts her dismembered body or her crumpled up
It's
body.
no, he dismembers her, and he's having hallucinations. Bearing in mind these hallucinations now start to happen all the way through these next bits because he sees her alive again as he's packing her into the bridal chest in bits.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to try and take it out of the apartment, and as he's doing that, his neighbors are coming out, and he's trying to close the lift. And that goes tits up because his neighbour ends up catching the lift, but catches his arm in the lift door and loses his arm in the
Mm-hmm.
door.
Very
It's just,
extreme, but yeah,
honestly, it's just not Wendell's day.
no. Because Wendell then proceeds to get stuck in the lift, and he realizes that he's a bit screwed, so he sits on the floor. And his lovely neighbor that we were introduced to before saying, "I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the police."
And he's
And
like,
then
no.
and he's like, "Please don't, please don't." And then she's like, "Well, can't have this." So she thinks she's helping him, which in theory she is. She's not doing anything wrong. So she calls the police to come and help to get him out. And then he panics. He absolutely panics. And he
But
realizes there's blood all over the
yeah, there is blood everywhere.
everywhere.
It's just, it's probably what the contents of the Shining elevator look like at some point. Yeah, he's all this blood everywhere, and he has another hallucination about his wife Carol, and then all of a sudden the doors of the lift open, the room is actually clear, he is just sitting there with a chest and just constantly reading his vows over and over again.
But the scene that is the most beautiful scene, so beautifully shot, is where he hallucinates she comes out of the chest.
Yeah.
And she's so disfigured and like ridiculously looking. Like they've made her look very goosebumpily, Beetlejuicy. Like
Oh
her
yeah.
face is very strange. But they've made it so contorted that you can tell that she's in pain, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the blood that he sat in the lift and he feels the lift drop to such a speed that the blood droplets come up and he's suspended in the air with his wife, and he's kissing her one last time. And it's something about the way that it's shot with the slow motion and the droplets coming up and they're hovering and the music. It is just so beautifully. For such a kind of weird, gory subject, and
Yeah.
how everything looks, it is so beautifully done because he's given her his last goodbye before, like she's taken his sanity for what he did. So she's taken his sanity as the prize for for him killing her. And like you say, when the doors open, the police open the doors, he's sat there. There's no blood there that you can see. He's hallucinated that, and he's sat rocking with his wedding album in his arms, quoting his vows over and over again. And then suddenly you find out he's been committed to the insane asylum. So.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to call it that in this because that is what it's called.
That is what it's called. But yeah, that one was so sad. So sad. I felt so sorry for Wendell, but I do feel like if he only left it a few minutes, I think them tablets helped her.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think that the moral of the story was something along the lines of you said till death, and whilst yes, till death, you should have let death actually happen and not pushed it along, kind of thing.
You were brave enough to give her them tablets in the first place. Let it happen. It always reminds us of a story of, I think it's been told on an episode of Frasier, but it is a genuinely true story of a Hollywood actress who was fed up with her life, and things weren't going her way, and she was gonna end it on her terms.
Hmm.
But what she wanted was, like, she was gonna have the finest food beforehand, and it was the finest, like, seafood, in, like, it was so expensive. And how the police were going to find her after she'd taken this overdose was in this silk dress, and hair was perfect, makeup was perfect, the sheets that she was on were going to be silk. Like, it was going to, the infamy of it would live on forever. But what happened was the tablets that she had mixed with the seafood that she had, and she ended up with her head down the toilet, and that's how she died. So that's how she was found.
Well, there's infamy and there's infamy. Jesus Christ.
I always remember it being on an episode of Frasier, that story being told, but I've actually looked into. I'm sure, I am 99.9% sure that story is real.
Yeah, it's like it's that one thing, isn't it? It's like the one thing he's wished for all along, which was to be free.
Yeah,
He made the pledge till death, and with it comes consequence. And this is where we find out where the coffins go,
yeah.
and the consequence of the coffin, and why Sam was so interested in the coffin to start off with.
Yes, she does. She does. I don't know if we mentioned at the beginning, but she does have a very high curiosity when it comes to the little boy's coffin.
Yeah, she then like poo-poos every story he said, and
Oh
she's like,
yeah,
"You want to know a
it's
story?
too
I'll tell you."
predictable.
Yeah,
They're all too
"Ugh,
predictable.
I'll tell you a story." But if you look, the thing about Clancy stories are they're all morally, there's a moral behind every single one of them.
Punish for your sins.
Yeah,
That's the moral of
it's
his stories.
the theme through. You do something, there's a consequence, right?
Mhm.
And so she goes, "Oh, I can tell you a story. I'm going to tell you one of the best stories." And this is where we get the Babysitters Club.
Babysitter's Murders.
That's it. And
Very
the
different.
yeah, the Babysitters Club. I watched Twisted Metal. I just watched Anthony Mackie read the whole lot of the books, so
Oh,
my brain's just
makes sense.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the Babysitting Murders. Now, some of you might know, some of you might not. Ryan Spindell's first movie he ever made was a short called The Babysitting Murders, and that's what you see featured within. It's like a proper Inception thing where it's a film within the film.
It's meta. It's
Mm,
meta as fuck.
mm.
But this is just, I don't know even know if I can do it justice without just like spilling out.
Yeah, you see that it starts off with Sam watching The Babysitter Murders on the telly,
Yes.
and you hear a ping or you hear something. She gets up because she's got to go into the kitchen
But
to start doing
yeah,
something.
the child she's looking after is Logan Kubler.
Yeah, who's the baby in the coffin that you see?
It's also the
And
doctor's son.
the doctor's son. Yeah. Um, and so she's cooking in the kitchen. She's getting everything ready. And you've got the movie going off in the background. And you have this announcement that there's the mental patient broken out from the asylum and to watch out. And so you're like, oh, here we go. What's going to happen now? And you hear like creaking outside. There's thunder. There's
Oh
lightning.
yeah,
You know,
it's a pure slasher setup.
yeah, and it is done in such a way that the kitchen is so well laid out. It just there's something about it that just looks
Perfect.
right for
Hmm.
for what they're trying to achieve. And the mum keeps ringing up on the mum rings up on the and leaves a message on the answer phone to basically say, I know you're not there, but just to let you know, the storm's bad. We're doing our best. If we can get, we'll get home when we get home. This is what's happening. Help yourself to anything, blah, blah, blah. So there's nothing wrong with what's going on at the moment. So you're quite,
Oh no, it's so calm, so
you know.
calm.
But then you realise that she's not alone in the house, that there's somebody else there with her. And this person's already had a hit round the head at the
Yeah,
first.
he's got a head wound,
Yeah.
and he's crying.
It looks like well, automatically you go to, oh, it's the escape
It's the
option.
it's the yeah, he's out of the asylum and he's just managed to find this house. How convenient.
Mm,
But he's standing in the kitchen, and instead of instead of being panicked or scared, Sam tries to help him.
hmm She's
Starts like,
like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to,
and he kind of accepts the help.
mhm. Until She
The
puts
phone
his
rings.
fingers. She puts his fingers in the meat grinder. And we're talking not an electric one of those hand crank meat grinders. She puts his hand in there and she starts going at it. And like you think, automatically you think, oh my God, he deserves it. He's the patient. Good job. Well done, you. You know, that's where you go to. You're like, go on. And
Yeah, because what happens is just before, so it's kind of like she doesn't know how to react to him.
yeah,
She doesn't want to cause a panic because obviously there's a strange man standing in this house and she's there to babysit a child. The phone goes off and the answer phone kicks in and it's the mum going, not sure why you're not picking up, but I really just need to let you know there's a escape killer on the loose and you need to be careful. Just go and sit with Logan and everything will be all right.
we're on our way back,
And
kind of thing.
yeah, and that's when she gets his hand and shoves it in the meat grinder and turns it. Oh my God.
And then you
Sorry,
see
Lolo.
him screaming, and then he reverses it and pulls his fingers out. And I have to say, special effects wise, this bit, I mean, other than the penis explosion, this bit, no, I never thought I'd say that. But this bit was fantastic with the special effects, with the fingertips sort of half hanging off and like all
Yep.
just mangled. And
Yep.
I'll let you go into who we have for the special effects working on this one.
Oh my God, I actually lost my mind. So I'm looking through the makeup department and there's a lot because everyone has their own style. Like every story had a stylist, a hairstylist, and there was a list of them. And then all of a sudden this name just appeared and I went, ha, fuck off. The makeup artist, who I'm guessing probably was has to be the supervisor makeup, has to be the head of it all, is none other than the legendary Tom Woodruff Jr. And if
People
yous
know.
don't know,
Yeah.
Dan's gonna tell you.
The Terminator, Aliens, Death Becomes Us, Starship Troopers, and most people know him as Bogus himself, Frankenstein from Monster Squad, or Mr. Pumpkinhead himself.
Pumpkinhead!
But did you know who the other one was that worked on this?
I have a name.
Bruce Spalding Fuller.
Shut up.
Now I know him because he worked on The Pit. He worked on
Uh-huh.
Captain Marvel, The Orville, Bright, and Army of Darkness. And he worked on Army of Darkness with no one other than under the supervision of Ulterior Studios, who is owned and run by none other than Mr. Tony Gardner, whose daughter we had on the show recently, Kira. So Tony is also responsible for Heart Eyes. He's done Hocus Pocus. He did Billy Butcherson. He's
I
done
brought this up. I
half
brought him. Oh,
yeah, half Corpse Girl from Return of the Living Dead. He's also responsible for, a lot of you will have seen Kira's documentary about living with Chucky. He was responsible for the animatronical
animatronics.
animatronic Chucky that we see in Bride of Chucky onwards. So he is also working on the new movie with them, Slay, which we hope to see very, very soon. Now it's all got fully funded. Yay!
Yay! Right, we recently did something where I said, and you'll never guess who the makeup artist is, and
And that was Bruce Spalding Fuller, yes.
yeah, but what did we do? What were we doing?
We were talking about, I think it was Town Dreaded Sundown, or maybe Hush. We were talking about it in one of those movies that we did in Slasherween for sure.
For sure, has
Yeah.
to. It's not coming. The minute you said The Pit, I was like, I know that guy.
Well, this is the weird thing because the Gardner surname then led me to remember a movie that I saw at Leeds Film Festival, Leeds Horror Film Festival, that was run by Dominic Brunt, who most of you know as Paddy Dingle, back maybe 15 years ago. And the movie was called The Battery, and it is based in a zombie apocalypse world, and it's a cast of maybe 10 people, but it has two main characters, and it's these two guys just wandering their way through the wilderness to get to wherever they need to go. And it's Jeremy Gardner, and I can't remember Adam's surname, but the other guy's called Adam. And the first movie, it went down an indie route, and it's absolutely fantastic. And they did a Kickstarter crowdfunder for the second movie called Tex Montana Will Survive. And I found out today that I have an IMDb page.
Shut up.
And I didn't know this
Are
because
you Dan? Is it just Dan
no,
Hayes?
it's my government name, Danielle Hayes.
Okay.
Basically, what happened was there's nothing on there that I'm not on. My face isn't on there, but my name's on there because I supported the crowdfund for them to get Tex Montana made, and I didn't realize that if you get special thanks, you get a page made in your honor on IMDb. And I found out today when I went down the gardener route because I thought, oh, are they related? Because that's where my brain went. It is Kira and Tony related to Jeremy because Jeremy and Adam once serenaded me across YouTube once on a YouTube live, and it was very bizarre, but it's hilarious. And I've got a picture of a frog with tits that he drew downstairs for me. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things. So when
Are
you go,
you Danielle Hayes the third?
yeah, and it's got three. That's me. And I think it was because I was taking the piss because we were having so many conversations through the YouTube live and obviously talking about getting the film funded and crowdfunding and me pushing a lot of stuff on the page years ago for him
Made
for
my
trying to
day.
get it worked. He was like, he just started calling me by my government name consistently, Jeremy. And then he called me the third because I was British. So he felt like it needed some posh connotation. So that is actually me on IMDb, which I found hilarious today. I
Oh,
was
that
like,
is
how do I
too.
claim this page now? I
That is
didn't set
too.
this up for myself, but I'm on IMDb. So I don't know if Kira and Jimmy are doing the same with Slay. So there may be a chance that you might end up on IMDb if you get a special thanks mention. But wasn't
Wow.
expecting that today, that's for sure.
That's
So
unreal.
yeah.
That is unreal. Another, just to, sorry to just drift back into Tom Woodruff Jr. a minute. I just want to really elaborate on the work this man has done.
Hmm.
He is the designer, the creator, the whole shebang for Andy's Machete's Pennywise. He did Pennywise.
Tom is
My
an
God.
acquired taste. Apparently, he is one of the moodiest people in the universe.
I don't care.
No.
He I would not care. That man's work is absolutely untouchable. He's done Starship Troopers, Demolition Man, Alien versus Predator, Ender's Game, Paul Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Yeah, he played the
Grown
Segway
Ups.
in that.
Yeah, Grown Ups 2. Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Yep.
It. Um Smile. Pray. This man could not give two fucks if he's a grumpy old thing. Like,
Mhm.
I don't care. The work speaks for itself. That's the level of what you're getting in this movie. I
Yeah.
think that's the point we're trying to make.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And this is where it gets the gore levels up. The two of them have some sort of epic final boss fight where they're beating 10 bales of crap out of each other in the kitchen.
Yeah. How did I not know where this was going?
Well, I think it blindsided quite a lot of people because of the way this segment starts, where you're seeing her watching, you're seeing her make the food, you're
Yeah.
in the phone
She's
calls, and
she's just a babysitter.
you always presume the babysitter's a woman.
Yeah, she's just a babysitter. And she yeah.
You get a news flash just as she coshes him on the head, and there's a big blood splat. You get a news flash to say that the escape patient is her.
Yeah, because he keeps it. So what happens is they end up having this epic fight, and I mean it is epic. She literally hands his ass to him, and
Mm.
before you know all this, you're like, "Shit, go girl, you've got this!"
Mm.
And they end up in the boy's bedroom, and he keeps shouting, "Where's the boy?
Yeah.
Where's the boy?"
Hmm.
And she's like, "It." You feel she's looking at a door, and you're like, "Oh shit, the boy's behind the door, he's hiding." And now he clocks that she's doing that, and it just ends up getting this huge, massive fight, and to the point where she kind of gets the best of him.
Yeah.
And then it is revealed that it's her.
Yeah. She's the escape mental patient. But
Yeah.
then you find out the details of what she is in there for. And it is for murder, obviously.
Hmm.
She's called the Tooth Fairy
Yep.
and cannibalism.
Yep.
That is
So
her other things. So, yeah, think about
y-
where this could go, and it's way worse.
yeah. So she she reveals herself as not her name's not Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Charlotte.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So hang on. Let me just make sure I'm in my
He
right place.
lets it out of the house, and the doctor and his wife come home. The oven starts pouring out loads of smoke, and you hear a ping, and they look in the oven. You don't see this, bear in mind. You're getting the
No.
view from the oven looking out, but you see the doctor and his wife looking in, and you realise that she's cooked the kid.
Yeah.
Logan's in
Yes.
the oven. Because there's this thing the whole way through. Clancy Brown even says to her, there are some things that you're not supposed to see. And seeing that child, like, he kept closing the
Yeah.
casket on her every time. He's like, this isn't meant for eyes. This isn't meant for eyes. You know, he's like, this is too much. And obviously, us not knowing what she's there for, which was to collect her trophy,
Yeah.
because of being called the Tooth Fairy, she was there to collect her tooth.
Yep. She takes it. She takes it. So he kind of like she finishes her story. So it she's really called Charlotte Gibbons, and she's you know, killing kids and eating them.
Cannibal. She
Yeah.
likes eating babies.
Yeah. We heard you the first time.
My belly. Maybe
Um,
back ribs.
oh, I think that's what she was making as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so once she's kind of taken her trophy in it and she's like explaining herself, she then turns around and stabs Montgomery in the stomach. And you're like, oh shit. I did. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
He
But
didn't deserve
then,
it. I was like, no, he's just been
no.
you. Why'd you do that for? And she was like, you know my identity or something, she says to him.
Yeah, she
Can't let
thinks
you go.
this shit eating grin on it, like smile on her face, and then this massive belly laugh just comes out of nowhere. You can't fucking kill him.
He's standing there and he's got all the snot in his hands as he's standing there in front of her, like with all this gunk all over him. And it's not blood. It is like snotty green, like
It's
pussy.
embalming fluid.
Yeah. And he's just standing there like this. And she looks really, really confused. And he's just consistently laughing at her.
Just laughing, just this like really deep guttural laugh to where he then
Yeah.
goes, "The job is yours."
Yeah. And he manages to get her in the library. I can't remember how they managed to get in the library. Like maybe she ran away and he followed her in there. And she says something like, "What is this?" And he's like, "A library."
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we've
Yes.
found our sense of humor now, have we?
But so he simply what was I telling her? The job's now hers.
Yeah.
But she attempts to escape the
Hmm.
mortuary, and every time she tries to escape, she ends up right back in the same place as she was. She cannot get out. They do it so many different times where she's trying to leave different rooms, and she just ends up straight back in the same spot. All the while, Montgomery is kind of basically. Did he tell her that she's trapped, or
He just says, he says, you can never leave now. You have a job to do. You've got stories to tell. That's all he
yeah,
keeps sort of imparting on her. It's your job now to tell the stories.
yeah? She says that she doesn't decides. No, she decides how the story ends, and he's like, "This is just the beginning."
Mm-hmm. Of your
And
of your story. No.
yeah, that's right. As a book falls to the floor when they're in the library part.
Tap tap
And
with his walking stick, and more books fall down. Tap
yeah,
tap, more books fall down.
coming, keep coming, keep coming. And then all these toothless, charred kids just start appearing from nowhere, literally to reclaim their teeth back.
And to eat her.
Oh, no, no.
Yep.
Payback, bitch. Yeah, so she's getting now what you think she's getting a comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
And she really kind of is in a way.
Oh yeah.
He brushes himself off, puts his top hat on,
Well, he
opens
sews
it.
her together, doesn't he? He sews her back together in the embalming room and puts her back together.
That's right, that's right. After the kids gnaw at her,
Yeah.
he puts her, stitches her, Frankenstein style, literally stitches her back together and leaves her on the slab.
Yeah.
And he gets himself dressed off, gets his top hat on, opens the front door into the sunshine, which he probably hasn't done for a really long fucking time.
Yeah.
He gets 1 second to take that glorious sunshine in, and poof, he's gone.
And she wakes up. So the job was hers. As soon as he died, the job became hers.
Yeah.
and you see the help wanted sign fall off the side, and you see her doing an interview with the little scared lad from the very, very beginning.
Yes, to give you an idea of, this guy is kind of creepy. They had a young boy at the beginning too scared to go and get something because he was curious of the house, wasn't he? And he ended up opening the door and Clancy Brown's standing there and he kind of like goes, "You've dropped your camera," and he's like, "Okay, you keep it." And he runs off, but he like it's Clancy's smile when he's
Yeah.
like, he's not really that scary.
But she lets this small child in to do an
Uh-huh.
interview, and I love the way they made her look like an old matron.
Yeah.
He kind of she had all the scars from where she'd been sewn up, and that's when I say, if you look at those stained glass behind her, she had massive like devil wings,
Yeah.
whereas Clancy Brown had beautiful peacock feathers on his. So I'm sure there's some tale behind that.
Like, well, it's the light and dark, isn't it?
And yeah, it was just like so. And the last thing she says to the kid is, "It's time for dinner," or "I've got to cook
No,
dinner."
he says, "I've got to go because I've got my papers to deliver." And she goes, "Well, I'm just about to start making dinner."
That's it. And obviously, we know that she likes the nom noms on the kids. So I hope the kid got out. Is all I'm saying.
This the shocker of it all is this Sam slash Charlotte is not what you expect for your mad serial killer type of person. She's very non-assuming, isn't she? She's
Mhm.
just you would never think that of her. And even when she's even in the throes of having like the biggest baddest fights, like she's a badass, man. She absolutely annihilates this guy. But
Mhm.
because she's the babysitter, you're like, oh, you go, girl. You kick the shit out of this fucking crazed guy. She even
Yeah,
drops a telly on his head. That's how she kills him.
yeah. You have a level of empathy with her up until the point where you're like, "Oh wow,
Oh,
he's an actual monster."
oh, I did not fucking see that. It's not that. It's not it's literally until you realize the kid's been dead the whole time
Mm. That's
and
where
and
my
he's in
brain
the
goes,
oven.
"Yeah, she's an actual monster," because you see,
Mm,
and you just know that that's what's happened. They don't say that what
no,
happened. They don't say it. They don't
no,
say that she's cooked the kid or anything.
no.
But it's
She
very much obvious that that's what she did.
she was 7 months pregnant when she was filming this.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that the majority of the scenes we see her in the coat is because they were hiding her bump.
Hmm.
But yeah, so she is now the keeper of the stories, and that's where it ends. And
It's brilliant. It's
yeah,
so fucking good. It literally does give me like I love anthology horror, but what I love is anthology horror that can bring it round full circle.
mhm. And I like the common thread all the way through. Like Sam's the common thread in Trick or Treat. You
Yeah,
see Sam appear. With this one, it's the Doctor.
it's the Doctor.
It
He's
all
in,
links back to the
which is
Doctor.
which is why it's so bizarre because the Doctor doesn't look any different in every
Mhm.
decade. He looks exactly the same, and you're not paying close attention at the beginning at the funeral. He is actually sat in the funeral bit because he's the parent, but you don't pay you're not focusing on that. You don't realize he's in it again until the second story with the guy
Yeah,
and the pills, but he's
yeah,
actually been in it the entire time.
yeah. And he's the common thread, and that's I just really enjoyed this film. Like I say, it's one of those stunning coloured, the set work, the special effects, the
Hmm.
prosthetics, just absolutely everything on this film for me was nice. It was just nice to watch, pleasant for your eyes, even though maybe the subject matter is what it is. It was just nice to watch. I can't really
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean. Like, we have been in a pretty dark place with the last episode that we did. I I've been doing research for something else, and that's been pretty fucking grim. Reading some coroner reports I never ever want to see again. Um, but still, it's do you know what this film is just embodied? It's like it's my perfect thing. It's death. It's a funeral home. It's Clancy Brown.
Mm,
It's beautiful storytelling. It's anthology horror. Honestly, I cannot stress to you enough how gorgeous this film is.
mhm.
It's beautiful.
But it had a lot of haters, even though it's got 97% on Rotten
What?
Tomatoes. I found two splats.
So Dan, have you got 1-star reviews?
I do. Did you like my segue? Did you
I
like
did.
it?
I loved it.
Yeah. The first one was from Google reviews, and
Mm.
it's she gave it a 1 star, and her name is Alice, and it says I'm traumatized. She gave it 1 star because she's traumatized, and then she gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She gave 13 crying emojis after that.
You give it a 1-star review, I'd be like, I'm traumatized, crying, 5 stars.
I mean, 13 crying emojis. That's a lot of.
Alice, I need to know what traumatized you. Was it the penis? Because I can totally understand that. That was.
Or the
Oh,
baby
or was
eating.
it the baby eating? Like, which part of it traumatized you?
She wasn't very specific. That's all I had. And the
Oh,
second
hey.
one is from Rotten Tomatoes, and it's one of the two from the top rated guys. This is Don from Den of Geek, of all places, who says there is some attempt at atmospherics and lots of gore, but the scares are non-existent and the stories just sort of sputter out without the punchy endings often associated with this subgenre. I'm like, dude, what you obviously was expecting something completely different.
Each to their own, but scares? Are you crazy? A
Not
guy
every
had his penis blew off. The idea that a dude got pregnant in the first place, that's scary. Um, the fact that a girl was eating children and the
yeah,
kid was dead the entire time that whole fucking thing was taking place. The fucking dude with his wife, like, that's scary. It
I
doesn't have to be like,
yeah,
whoa, jump out
I think that's
scared.
what he was hoping for, like jump scares
Oh,
like that.
sorry.
But I don't know. I don't agree with him because I
No.
feel like the subject matter, you're lulled into this false sense of security. Like you think
Hmm.
it's going to be goosebumpy, afraid of the dark, and then
Yeah.
oh, okay, it's definitely not that, and it
It's
gets
like a
progressively worse. So
it's not even from fucking Twilight Zone level or what's the other one called? The Twilight Zone and like
yeah,
Creepshow and
Tales from the Crypt.
yeah, it's way fucked up than that.
Oh, it is. It's a standalone that I feel like they could carry on with, but I don't want them to. I like
No,
what
no.
they've done. I don't want them to, but I feel like they could do if they wanted. Now we know, but the problem is you wouldn't have that reveal anymore of the
No.
next person being
No.
the
That
next custodian, and I feel that that's a good part of the film.
yeah, I totally forgot you told me there was a good twist in it.
Mm.
So I I wasn't waiting for it. It wasn't until they were in the room and there's like a bit of a moment of hesitation, and I was like, no, no. And then I heard it over, like heard it that the killer's name is Sam, and I was like, what? Yeah, it was honestly, excuse me, it's absolutely brilliant. Like I cannot recommend this enough. Like I feel like it's definitely not a summer film. Watch
It's
it
an
in the autumn.
autumn,
It's an
definitely an
oh
autumn
oh
film.
getting snuggly bugly, watching the most grim, watching penises explode.
Boom, and
Boosh!
cooking babies in the oven.
Mm,
Very festive.
tasty. Did you did you manage to link it?
I do.
Okay. Go for it.
Jacob Elordi played Jake in the second story.
Yeah.
Jacob's biggest role so far was in the movie Saltburn, where he played Felix. However, this will all change as he was recently cast in Guillermo del Toro's adaptation of Frankenstein as the monster,
Fuck off, that's him.
which
Oh,
also,
good choice.
which also stars Christopher Waltz as Harlander. Christopher Waltz played Hans Lander in Inglorious Bastards alongside BJ Novak, one of the writers of The Office who played Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan was Jim Halpert's sometimes boss. John Krasinski had also voiced Secretariat on BoJack Horseman.
Yeah,
BoJack is mostly famous for the lead voice of I Am Lego Batman himself, Will Arnett.
another
Will Arnett was married to Penelope Ann Miller, who played Brenda in Adventures in Babysitting.
that was a good you got the office in there.
I was really surprised. I didn't remember BJ Novak being in Glorious Bastards, so I was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah. He's
just didn't remember it. I was.
Do you know what? He plays a bigger part than what you will remember
Yeah.
because he's part of it's Christoph Waltz
Hmm.
who well, I think he captures him or something. He's part of that team. He's there.
Yeah.
But I don't think people realize how big a thing that Brian Novak is in the Office world. He's one of the writers.
Yeah. Him and Mindy Kaling wrote the majority of The
Oh
Office.
yeah, some of the best episodes are written by them too.
Mm.
Toby, he's another
Yeah.
writer. That's why you don't see Toby a lot. And if he has to leave the room, it's because he's got to go back to work.
Well, the funny thing was the area where they were all sat was the writers' section.
Yes, they were
So
all together
they all used
in
to
the.
sit there whilst they were doing them. They were filming, so they would
Mhm.
still be in the background, but they were actually writing the stories as well. So
There's honestly, but do you know what they wrote some of the funniest things in The Office that stand out for me is a Mindy Kaling one where Ryan comes back after he's been made the boss and she's like, "Oh, such a big man. Well, what are you gonna do when a baby's coming on the way?" And he's like, because she says, "I'm like, I'm having your baby," and then all of a sudden it cuts to her in the other room and she's like,
no,
but she doesn't say a word. She just shakes her head. And the karaoke. Every time we hear that song by Pat Benatar, I can't do it. Hang on.
love is a battlefield.
We belong, we
Oh,
belong, we belong together. Ryan.
oh God, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Sorry, my favorite Ryan and Mindy bits. I love them. That was a good one though. Will Arnett as well. Like he is Batman. He is in there with the Batman crew.
He
That
left.
is honest. Lego Batman is one of the funniest fucking things I have seen in such a long time. When they're going through all the DC characters, and it's like, yes, this one actually really exists.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
but
just
anyway.
because Will is like he also voices Sweet Tooth. I could have easily got there many other ways, because he doesn't play Sweet Tooth. Obviously, that's Samoan Joe, but he voices Sweet Tooth in Twisted Metal. Hence why I had the Babysitters Club because I just watched season two, like the first couple of episodes of that. Not impressed with season two, got to be honest. But I will say I do like Anthony Mackie in this, and I cannot stand him as Captain America.
I know how you feel about Miss Cap America. I don't mind him, but I'm
It's
a Sam Wilson fan, so
it's not that. It's just I understand this was predetermined way before I was born, and there is nothing I can do to change it. He just doesn't feel
Captain,
captainy.
because he's not. And I don't think that's something that they've managed to get across very well.
Yeah,
Um, Sam has only been Captain America since
Endgame.
20 in the
Oh, the last one.
movies, yes, but
Yeah.
in the comics, he's only been it for the last possibly 9, 8 years. It's not long. It's not a long time since he became Captain America. I have issue one of Sam Wilson Captain America, and they never really got the message across that he's not Cap.
Yeah.
He's something else. Like he carries the same kind of stance as Cap, but
Yeah.
he's not Captain America. And yeah, I don't think they've managed to portray that on screen.
Yeah. He just seems very sort of like far-fetched for me because he's a normal man. He's not got any special powers, and yet he's doing all the things that Cap does. And there's no way in God's green earth his body could take the shit that he puts it through as a
Oh,
normal
hey,
human.
if we wanted to look down that route with their superhero films, a lot of them, all the humans should be dead by now.
Yeah, oh
All
yeah.
of them.
But yeah, I do like Anthony Mackie in this. He's got a sense of humour, he farts, he laughs, he smiles all the way through this Twisted Metal. And obviously Stephanie Beatriz, as quiet is really funny in Twisted Metal as well. So but yeah, it's just one of those things. It was a lot easier to do than I thought it was gonna be.
It's
So
good. Just to, how I normally bring up like tidbits of the Warrens and what's going on. Have you seen what's going on with the Warrens at the moment? So there's a comedian who is
Matt Rife, Matt Rife.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's leased the house.
yeah.
He's leased the house.
The lovely couple that I work with in the US for their own Creature Cosmetics know the grandson of the Warrens.
Oh
And
my God, okay.
his mother has sold slash leased the house to Matt Rife. Now, it all
Yeah.
came up on my Facebook uh, profile about conversations that they were having, and obviously it was public conversation, so anybody could see it. But he was basically saying, "Is this true?" And he tagged the grandson in it, and the grandson was like, "I don't know what my mum's thinking. I do not understand what is going on here. She's putting him in as custodian of all of their lives' work. He is literally running the museum. He now owns the contents of the museum.
He owns
Yeah.
Annabelle.
Absolutely everything that comes with it. So I think he's bought it. I don't know if he leases it.
I don't know. There's some conflicting information because I heard bought, I've heard lease, but yeah, he has complete and utter control. Or he's the sorry, one news report is he's the legal guardian of Annabelle. Fuck off.
Mm.
But fuck all the way off that it wasn't Zach Bacon's. Like
That's what everybody was saying. Oh, I'm so fucking glad it wasn't Zach Bagans. But Matt Rife is controversial in himself. He's one of these guys who he told a joke and it bombed and it was so bad. I
and
don't even remember the joke,
it's a
but
domestic violent joke.
oh, was that what it was? But
It
it was
was.
so bad that, and that's what made him notorious.
He doubled down. So but do you know what it is? He's been brought up in the news so much over the last few weeks. Obviously, with the acquisition of Ed and Lorraine's estate, which is fucking bizarre. Obviously that joke is made and it's reared its ugly head because he doubled down on it.
Yeah.
He didn't just apologize and just he doubled down, and now he is the face of Elf Cosmetics.
I can't get my head around that one.
He's made this really inappropriate DV joke to now being the face of Elf Cosmetics. And I think it's Elf who have some of the greatest campaigns when it comes to women, women bringing women up.
Empowerment.
Empowerment. Thank you.
Well, that's a choice, isn't it?
Yeah. So yes. And there's just the campaign that he's doing is with Heidi the drag queen.
What, Heidi in the closet?
Yeah, which is great. Like that's great, but is he really the person who needs to be the front face of
I mean,
Elf?
the thing is about Matt Rife is a lot of his comedy, if you took the audience like participation part away from him, he doesn't have material. He relies solely on the audience for his material. So, I mean, you could say that about a lot of comedians, but that's just his style, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I mean, I've seen the odd joke he's done, and some of them are funny.
He's not funny. He's
But
funny fucking looking. Elf have come out and apologized.
did they?
And they have some of the strongest campaigns when it comes down to empowerment and, the being inclusive for everyone. And then you've got this little dickhead who's, and the whole Warren thing is just, ugh.
Hell of a publicity stunt.
Ah, Christ. Well, thank God we're not going down the Warren route anytime soon. But next week we're going back to the 80s. That's staying in the 80s there. We're actually in the early nows. We're going back to the 80s, Dan. Where we're going?
We are going to watch Mr. Michael Ironside himself.
I feel like I should salute. I don't know why when it comes to Michael Ironside, I just feel like there's a salute needed.
We're going to do Scanners. Yeah, so if you want to go and watch that now, it is on Shudder as well. It's on Amazon Prime, if not Shudder. It's definitely around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scanners. So
Cronenberg. It's gonna be something.
Gonna be something.
Gonna be something, because guess what? I've never seen it.
I'm not surprised.
I don't think I am a surprise anymore, really, am I? When it comes to that. No, I'm quite intrigued because I know if you know Ori, you know the name and you know the famous scene in it, but I don't have any context around said famous scene, so I'm really interested to do it. We haven't been in the 80s for a bit, I feel, have we?
It's been a little while.
I love 80s horror. We did some of our best episodes last year on 80s horror.
And it's so far-fetched, 80s horror. You couldn't get away with half of the shit you could now. So.
And I've seen Motel Hell.
Yeah, and Chud.
I forgot about Chud.
And Frankenhooker.
Oh, Frankenhooker. You cannot forget about Frankenhooker. It's on the greatest.
And basket case.
Again, greatest. Want a date?
Oh, God.
Right. That was the Mortuary Collection. Just something light and fluffy-ish
Dead
to see
baby
us.
and exploding penises aside. Yeah, it was quite
Yeah,
enjoyable.
it was quite good. No, it was honestly, I can't stress and say this enough. Please go and watch it. It is so much fun. It's so good. Like I said, it's available on Shudder. But that was the Mortuary Collection, and next week is Scanners. This episode is available on the Nerdy Up North YouTube channel from 10 o'clock every morning. If you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified the episode is available for your viewing pleasure. However, if you are wanting just to listen to our beautiful dialect voices. Dialect voices? What the
What
fuck was
she
that?
said.
Our beautiful voices. Come and join us from anywhere you get your podcast from, because the episode actually lands later on that day. Everything comes out on a Monday.
Monday.
Monster Monday. We haven't called it that for a long time. Monster Monday. Why am I clicking? What is up with me tonight? I keep clicking. I don't know. Maybe because I'm tired. The links for Bleeding Marvelous, Monsters Up North, and Nerdy Up North are where, Dan?
They're down there.
Still sporting the Aussie ones.
Yeah, we got the gold and black from Mr. Osborne himself.
Your camera really focused in there on your nails. It just went woof.
It's got like an upside down cross, but then a normal cross if we're going that way.
Okay, it's blurring when you're doing it upside down. It's focusing. Sign of the devil. Devils. Oh, well, if there's nothing else left to say goodbye, Dan.
Throughout history, it has been the role of the storyteller to remind us that each and every action creates a ripple. Each and every story has repercussions. Bye!
Stay spooky, everyone. Bye.
Oh, no, he's all right. Please don't.